Not too long after we resumed our walk, we reached the end of the path and faced a towering row of stairs leading up along the mountain. I guess these are the stairs you warned me about.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, I mean you did. I just didn't think it'd be that many stairs. I take another look at the seemingly infinite row of steps that seem to ascend into the heavens. A lump forms in my throat as my eyes continue to eyeball how many steps there are. I nervously swallow.
You're not chickening out on me now, are you, Hallie?
What? I could never do that to you. This will be a piece of cake.
Is that so? Well, my best record on walking up these steps is 20 minutes. But I'm afraid the sun's going to set before that.
She's not seriously thinking about racing me to the top, is she?
Race to the top?
Damn it! I look up to the sky to see that the sun's beginning its descent on the horizon. The sky is now a pure orange and seems to be getting darker by the second. Well, if I'm going to do something that'll probably embarrass myself in front of Monica, I can't not ask for some sort of stakes. What do I win if I beat you?
My respect and a nice view.
Your respect, huh? Sounds good enough to me. You're on! Suddenly, Monica takes a step back in a pure shock.
Hallie, I think there's something behind you.
What? I nervously look over my shoulder. To my thankful surprise, there's nothing there. I turn back around to Monica. There's nothing. I look around to see Monica is no longer standing in front of me. Instead, she's already running up the steps. Hey, no fair! I call out to her.
Made you look.
Looks like she's been spending time around Sayori lately. I smirk as I start running up the steps to try to catch Monica. No way am I going to let her beat me because of this. We ended up having to take a break about midway up the stairs. But for all intents and purposes, we agreed that Monica beat me. Thankfully, there was a rest stop along the path, which allowed us to catch our breath and get some water before we started walking up the stairs again. After what felt like another hour of walking up the stairs, we finally reached our destination. Oh, excuse me.
Well, it's not quite sunset anymore, but the view's still nice.
Whoa, I run up behind a bench as I take in my surroundings. Thanks to good visibility, we're clearly able to make out downtown as well as the surrounding neighborhoods on the south and east sides of town. Nearly every single building is beautifully lit up in all kinds of colors as they shine brightly for miles on end. I look up to the sky to see the stars twinkling brightly above us and the rest of the city. Monica, this is beautiful. I end up having to take a seat as I'm overwhelmed from physical exhaustion and the beauty that lays out before us.
I'd thought you'd like it, Hallie. Whenever I feel overwhelmed or stressed out, I usually go here around sundown. Seeing the city lit up under the stars really melts away all of my troubles and worries. I wanted to head over here anyways tonight, but I thought you could use it just as much as I could.
Monica takes a seat on the bench next to me. I take it that surprise has been on your mind.
Well, it's just not that, it's other things. It's been a pretty hectic week for me. With the festival prep, the actual festival, my surprise, and...
Monica cuts herself off. It's fine if you don't want to tell me. I mean, it's not like I can really share with you my thought process right now anyways. I don't even know what I want.
Did my questions help?
I mean, they have. I'm just not sure what I want. I don't know who I'd be better off with. I mean, I see potential with me and Natsuki, but my feelings are just all over the place. Monica nervously looks off to the side.
I'm sorry if I helped cause that. I really didn't mean to act like I did earlier if I knew I was going to make you uncomfortable. I wouldn't have done it yesterday either.
I wasn't uncomfortable though, that's the thing. Being with you earlier today and yesterday felt right. I don't know, part of me still has feelings for Natsuki, and I'd want to give her a chance even if we haven't spent as much time together lately. Part of me still feels bad about how I've treated Sayori lately. I haven't spent that much time around her since all this started, even though I told her I wanted to spend more time with her. But Monica, to be truthful, I've had a lot of fun since we started talking, and I want more, but I don't know if I should. Well, I might as well just confess to her. I just feel so divided. I feel like I'm being pulled everywhere at once.
Well, Hallie, nobody's forcing you to make a decision here and now. You still have time.
I have to say something to Natsuki. I just don't even know if I share the same feelings for her. Just so much has changed over the last week. It feels like I'm in such a selfish spot right now. I'm going to end up breaking at least one person's heart by the time this is all said and done. And someone's going to be happy. I know I should be happy with whatever I decide. But I don't know if I can live with myself knowing that I hurt someone again. First Sayori, and it might not just be Natsuki I'm hurting this time.
Hallie, you're not selfish. If you were, chances are you would have decided already. It's clear that you're putting a lot of thought into this. But you did put yourself in this situation by being around the others a little too much with nobody particular in mind.
I know. Monica stares off into the illuminated horizon.
You know, it's crazy how high up we are. Everything looks so small from up here.
Yeah, it kind of does. I join Monica in gazing at the cityscape. I've lived in this area my whole life, but I don't think I've ever really had an appreciation for it until now. Being up here to look down at everything really helps calm my nerves. Everything's just so peaceful. I turn to my right to see Monica elegantly looking out onto the horizon. Even when she's spacing out, she manages to look her best. The way her emerald eyes glisten in the moonlight, how her hair flows in the wind every time a breeze passes us, and her flawless skin seems to glow in the darkness. I'll say it. She's definitely perfect. But can I be with her? At least in this moment, I really want to. Monica then turns to me, noticing my stare. She immediately blushes as she looks back out onto the cityscape.
You know, seeing everything so small just reminds me in retrospect of how insignificant all our problems are.
How so?
I mean, look at it, Hallie. Everyone we know is down there, living out their lives. Being happy, being sad, thinking about how tomorrow is going to play out for them. Thinking that they're 100% in control of their destiny. And then they just go out and do it, not really questioning if they manually made that choice or if a higher power already predetermined it for them. Because they're all so small, they can't be controlled. And they would never think to ask themselves about it because they just can't see the bigger picture. Most people don't realize just how small they are in retrospect to the universe. They don't think to question what really is determining their lives. They'll never know what's really out there.
Well, what do you think is out there, Monica?
The truth. The truth that there's more to life than what most people see it as. They're short-sighted because they can't see past their own little realities. Reality can't be a multi-layered dimension for all we know. Even now, sitting here above everything we've come to know, who's to say that there isn't something else out there looking down on us with the ability to control what we say, what we do, how we act, everything?
So, this would have been who is, and that's, wrong sense of who's.
I mean, it's natural for the big to control the small, right?
I guess.
And it's usually in human nature to accept control from higher power, even if they won't admit it or ever realize it. Because they're so small, they'll never truly know for certain. And only a select few who learn how to see above everything could come to realize this truth. And most people can't handle it, because it goes against everything they've ever come to accept. It's tragic, and that's why I say all our problems are so insignificant in retrospect. Because it's so superficial.
Need an apostrophe. Wait, eh? No, we're good. The superficial is fine. Wow, Monica, that's... Do I have a crush on a conspiracy theorist right now? Well, that would imply that there are people conspiring. I know she's a deep thinker, but this is something else. Still, she's clearly put a lot of time and thought into this, and she's not ranting about it like a complete lunatic. I mean, just because something's small doesn't mean it's not real, is it?
But what is real, Hallie? How do we know we aren't being controlled to believe that this is just life as we know it? I don't know. All this kind of reminds me of that book I mentioned earlier today.
Monica turns to face me fully. Was that something I was supposed to say?
About how two people know the truth about their world. How they struggle to accept it.
It does sound like a pretty great read. I'd definitely love to read it with you sometime. Instead of Monica happily accepting my offer like I thought she would, she just frowns and looks off to the side. Is something wrong, Monica?
I kind of wanted to ask you something, Hallie. A hypothetical.
Okay. Well, this could go one of two ways. I mentally brace for what I think she's about to ask me.
I know that this is going to sound a little strange, but...
Don't worry. Siri asks me weird and crazy questions all the time. Whatever it is, I'm sure I can handle it. My reassurance seems to have helped Monica a little.
All right. I I know what I was saying earlier does sound far-fetched at best, but let's just say if you were ever shown evidence that your life was faked, that everything you've ever known was part of some predetermined simulation, would you believe it?
Well, I don't know if I can answer yes or no to that. That's a pretty hard question for anyone to answer.
Well, would you at least consider the evidence?
Well, geez, why is Monica making me answer this? Is this a pop quiz to see if I'm worth her time? Does she have a hobby for discussing philosophy and conspiracy? Well, she was in the debate club. But come to think of it, how would I react if I was shown evidence that this wasn't real? Oh goodness. Choices. We gotta see them both, because we're never coming back to this, my guys. I would deny the evidence, because that's dumb. I mean, I don't know if there's really anything out there that could convince me that my life has been a lie. The premise of it is far-fetched, like you said. And all the memories that I've had with my friends, my family, even this moment we're sharing together. I don't know how that could really be faked, especially with all the emotion put into it.
Yeah, it would seem pretty far-fetched to me, too. I don't know, I just want your opinion on it, that's all.
Well, hey, it's an interesting topic to talk about, but I'm pretty sure our lives are just simply that boring and dull.
I suppose they are.
Monica and I turn our attention back to the cityscape. But Monica's question continues to nag at the back of my head. I mean, how could my memories be fake? All my memories with Sayori, all the time I've spent with her. Last Sunday with Natsuki. Heck, even here now with Monica. How could it be all fake? I got enough on my mind right now. Monica just probably wanted to try to take my mind off of things. And with someone of her reputation, she's just a naturally an interesting person. Who knows what else she believes in? Not that I'm one to judge. We continue to stare into the cityscape for some time before we decide it's time to start heading back. You know, it's going to take you just as long to walk back. Monica and I both decide early on that it'd probably be a bad idea to try to walk all the way back at night, so we just made our way to the closest bus stop, with me getting off at a stop not too far from my house. But hold on, I want to ask you what the other option was. The option I would actually choose. This is what I would do. I suppose I'd have to consider it. Doesn't mean I'd believe it right away or anything. And it'd take a lot of additional convincing to back up whatever the evidence is.
Yeah, I would too. I just wanted to know how you felt about it, that's all.
You never fail to pose an interesting topic of discussion, Monica. We're really in good hands under your leadership.
Aw, Hallie, you're too kind.
Monica and I turn our attention back to the cityscape. And that was actually longer the other way. Monica and I both said, yeah. It was a pretty silent trip back, with us being too exhausted to say anything. Monica ended up resting on my shoulder on the way back, which really made me surprised, but I went along with it, being the gentleman I am. Gentleman. You can't be multiple gentlemans. This did prompt some of our fellow passengers to shoot us a few looks, but we just brushed it off. I really did have a lot of fun with Monica today. And if it weren't for my current circumstances, I might have just asked her out right then and there. But I need to sort out my situation first before I decide that. At least now I think I have an idea of what I want. I did decide to hang on to the camellia, figuring that I could give it to Monica at a more appropriate time. I sheepishly turned the key to my house and stumbled to my living room to put the camellia in a vase. Two words. I then lumber up to my bedroom before heading upstairs. So wait. Hold on. You're going to your bedroom, then heading upstairs. Sure, whatever. I immediately collapse onto my bed, feeling the full weight of my exhaustion of the last few hours overtake me. My legs are completely numb from all the walking I did today. At least I managed to get some good physical exercise out of all this. And I really did get closer to Monica. A lot closer. But in doing so, if Natsuki found out about how I spent today with Monica, she'd probably be heartbroken. And while I'd say my feelings for Monica are pretty much settled, I can't say the same for Natsuki. Oh well, I'll try to worry about it tomorrow. I have enough on my plate as is. And hopefully I don't have another weird dream. I shut my eyes as I uneasily drift off to sleep.
Once Natsuki's been dealt with, it should be relatively easy to deal with the others. Hopefully by the time you've dealt with her, I'll have found a suitable solution. The only thing I'm worried about at this point is if the others figure out the truth. The truth that this reality of which we know is nothing but a lie. And we talked a little bit about it. It's good to see that you're open-minded, Hallie. But you know the truth. And we can have a more open conversation about that later.
But I think I've pretty much decided on my feelings for Monica. Yeah! Alright, and all this stuff happens, and Natsuki's like, there is no way I could have gotten this lucky. Monica's been acting incredibly flirty with me since we finally started talking. It's enough to make me want to kick myself because I should have started talking to her sooner. Is it Natsuki confession time? Monica and I just took a walk together.
I believe you.
I mean, he wasn't lying. That is actually what we did.
But after spending so much time with you since you joined, I couldn't help but open up to you. I couldn't stop from feeling comfortable around you. You really let me be myself. On Sunday at the festival, I had so much fun being around you. You made me feel safe and accepted for once in my life. I thought maybe something could come out of it. When we almost kissed last Sunday, I think that was around the time I really started to fall for you. But you've been avoiding me this entire week. I've missed you a lot. I've missed everything about you. Your laugh, your smile. Even reading manga just wasn't the same without you. And seeing you spend time around the others really pissed me off. I couldn't figure out a good way to get your attention without getting too angry. So I decided to write some poems about how I felt, and it was from there that I decided that I needed to tell you how I felt. I was too scared to tell you directly, so I decided to give you that special letter. My confession letter. I figured you must have read it. I heard of how you were kind of acting like a maniac yesterday morning. And how awkward you've been acting around me lately. So I figured, well, there's no turning back now. I should just give it to you straight.
Uniquely copy-pasted text is my favorite. Okay? I love it. I'm not completely sure what to do here. Is there even a right answer? What would Monica say after I've spent so much time around her? She was always the girl I thought I could never get, and I have a really good chance of getting with her now. There's so many different reasonings. Natsuki. I just want to be friends. I just want to be friends.
What?
Natsuki takes a step back, releasing her hands from my grip as she tries to come to terms with what I just said. I get that this is hard to hear, but look, I think it's just better if we stay as friends for right now. I'd love to spend more time with you too, honest. Truthfully, I don't think we spend enough time together with each other. And I know I can't go back in time for us to hang out more, but going forward, I'd love to spend more time with you on a regular basis. I just don't think I like you back in the same way you do. I'm sorry. Tears are strolling down Natsuki's face as she sniffles and shakes in anger. I didn't mention it before, but this is weird. Usually they just say they're rolling down people's faces, but these ones are strolling, like they're just casually walking down there. After about a solid minute, she finally opens her teary eyes.
No!
What?
I pour my heart out to you! After just showing a little bit of interest in me! Then all you tell me is that you want to be friends?
Yes, I'm sorry, Natsuki.
I made a mistake.
No, you didn't. Natsuki, you're a great person, and you're attractive in your own way. I'm not turning you down because I don't like you. It's just that I have my eyes on someone else right now.
Fuck you!
Without warning, Natsuki slaps me so hard that I end up stumbling into the wall. Before I could even respond, Natsuki runs back into the club room sobbing loudly. I do my best to nurse my throbbing cheek as I sit myself up and try to make sense of what just happened. I wish it didn't have to play out like this. To a degree, I like Natsuki the same way. But I have a serious chance of getting with Monica. I don't think I should pass up that opportunity quite yet. We've gotten so far. My train of thought is interrupted.